So namaste. Today I want to speak about the 5 precepts which Buddha provided within his teachings. I'll see you after this intro. So greetings, welcome back. My name's Matt. I'm from Karna Classics, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. So today I want to speak about the 5 precepts of Buddhism. So the 5 precepts of Buddhism is a teaching but done by Buddha himself, given to the Buddhist teachings in Buddhism in order to help the lay people to become more balanced within their belief system and within themselves. So the important things about the Buddhist teachings and the actual perceptions is to really unwind your conscious self from your unconscious self and your external conscious self, which is easily corrupted by humanity and by this planet. And I'm going to go through the various parts of the actual 5 perceptions, and I'll speak in today. And I have been meditating and working with them for the last couple of days now, just trying to get more clarity, because I feel as I'm going on and I'm doing my meditations and my prayers, my conscious mind seems to be opening and identifying with the development and the lotus flowers opening and growth of itself within me. And I feel like my path is 5 or 6 steps ahead of me, and I'm trying to keep up. But because I'm trying to run to keep up, I'm almost burning myself out. So I went into meditation about this and asked about, like, what am I doing? And why am I trying to, when I see these visions, and why am I trying to basically catch up to this path that seems to be unfolding? And I got that the perception of what I'm seeing is my natural consciousness trying to stay in control and control the situation of my own inner development, when I'm meant to be looking other way around. So I'm meant to be trusted from within and be aware of the ego, which is the conscious, trying to take hold of the development. So it's almost like it's just there and I just can't reach it. And that's the whole point, is to sit in peace and be still. And that's one thing I've been working on, and it's really amazing, because I feel such a more grounding attachment to myself and appreciations of people and things around me. And with the equalness to that, helps me to really identify and focus on these actual ideas and lay belief system in order to help. Now, it's from what I understand, it's a way of life, and I think in sometimes people believe it to be, it's help guide you in life, from what I've learned talking to some Buddhist people. And I've heard a lot of people sometimes, when they're talking about other belief systems, trying to make it their, it's a must do. Yeah, it's a must do. And with most people, when they get a must do, they always don't do. So Buddhist said is like you should always try and look from within, and you must always act from yourself and a place of safety. And I'm working from a place of safety, but also going into uncharted territories. So whatever my little boat may look like, for me, the journey is developing and unfolding. So it's not for the fact is that I'm going in blind, because they're showing me what's coming and what is to be, but it's my consciousness, again, as I said, trying to take control and be in control when it's not even about that. And I feel the most important part of this whole process is to realize that I'm aware my consciousness is trying to take control when my unconscious is meant to not take control of the unconscious, or not to take control of the unconscious, or the unconscious to take control of the conscious. It's to realize that it is trying to take control of the situation. And the way I can gain my power back is by sitting in peace and then letting it just burn itself out and naturally allow the journey to come to me. The other important aspect of it, what I've been shown, is the fireflies in the darkness in the forest. And when I'm in meditation, I can see the fireflies just flying around. I've got my jar or have my net, and I thought, if I have my net, it just gives me that want to just swipe them all really quickly. So what I thought when I'm in that space was, instead of me getting a net and then trying to catch them and put them back into the jars, let me just use the jars to just catch the fireflies and see what comes out of that process. And instead of me trying to catch them, let them come to me. So 2 experiences today. Let me just start with the 5 perceptions. The first perception says, refrain from taking a life, not killing any living thing. So this looks at not just killing human beings, obviously that's a no-no. It means even killing an ant or a fly, or a snake or anything like that. It's to keep yourself safe. And I suppose you can argue, if you're in a place where you need to try and get away and you had to be in that scenario, that's enough. I think that's another kettle of fish. What I'm talking about is intentionally killing something for the sake of killing it. The second point says, refrain from taking what is not given, not stealing from anyone. So if it's not yours, don't take it. And each of these, so if it's somebody else's property or belongings, even a partner, if you know they are with somebody else, don't pursue it. If you know, because it will lead to the negative way. And I can go by saying, like, if you meet somebody and they're in a relationship with someone and you pursue that relationship, you get a lot of your friends or family will say to you that if they're doing that to that person, they will do that to you. So wait for the relationship to unfold, for them to leave, and then let them come. So the third one says, refrain from the nuisance of senses, not having too much sensual pleasure. So now, they're not talk. So when you hear that, you may think, oh, they're talking about no sex, right? They're not saying that. What they're saying is, don't go on just using sex for the sake of it. Yeah, you're with your husband or you're with your wife, you're with your partner, that's what it's for. Don't go, or if you love somebody, that's who you've given your oath to. Then giving your oath to many, many, many people on a Friday night or a Saturday night. Because it just leads to this mind and emotional turmoil. And it's not good for your spirit anyway when you're having these different interactions with all these different people, especially on something so sacred as of having sex or sleeping with somebody. And it's also it goes to, I suppose, to porn as well. It's like it will, your body tells you when it needs something. When you overindulge in it because you try and seek the pleasure, it would only overtake you. Goes back to my point I said earlier, where I'm trying to pursue a process on my journey, and I'm trying to let the ego, which is the conscious, take control. Instead of me sitting back and going with my unconscious going, okay, I know what's going on, I need to let it just flow. So it's being aware of that. So, and again, if you let the ego take control and not rein in the ego, then it would only bring you heartache later on down the line. So the fourth one says, refrain from wrong speech, not lying or gossiping about other people. This is a good one because I was just speaking about this the other day, and I was writing something for my new video I'm doing on the throat chakra, and in it says about being with toxic people or being with people who talk in a bad way. So when you're gossiping and amongst people, you probably find that those people will go, yeah, Matt said, and you probably didn't, but Matt was there, so you are already branded as a part of that clan. And my dad always used to say, you walk with them people, you be branded like those people, and that is the case, and that is always the situation. The other point is that if you're working or you're seeing toxic people, you got look at toxic people. Toxic people, the one I'm referring to, are the ones that totally are self-obsessed and all they think about is themselves. And there are people like that. There are people who turn around and just phone you up just to moan, complain, and dump their crap on you. Then you get those ones. Someone said to me, yeah, but from what you're saying, you said don't talk to people who have negative ways of being. And I say no. What I'm referring to is those ones who just call you just to be negative, just to downgrade somebody else or have an opinion about somebody else. Don't be caught up in that, because you eventually be branded that way. When you got somebody, and then they said to me, what about the person that is going for a bit of a hard time and they're really down in the dumps and they're feeling really low? That's a different scenario, because the different scenario there is that person is on a journey of healing, and you're stepping in with the intentions of helping. When you were into the intentions of gossiping, you're out there to cause malice. Goes back to intention. So your intention when you're helping that person who is lost and confused and needs that bit of TLC, that's a different scenario. But when you're working with somebody who is just constantly bitching, complaining about work, about the family and friends and so on, they're the ones that are, you can guarantee that you would end up talking to somebody else this way. And even the ones, I had one lady before I used to work with complaining constantly about the weather, constantly. Oh, it's too hot. We need a bit of rain. Oh, we need a bit of snow. I love the snow. We need a bit of rain. When the rain comes, oh, it's raining and it's too much. I'm getting soaked through. Where's the sun? And then the sun comes. Oh, we need not this type of heat. I like the heat around us. And then I said to them, well, go to that country then. If you don't like the heat here, go to Spain or Egypt or wherever where the heat is the way you want it. No, that's just not why I want to be. But then shut up. It's like, and I remember at that time when I was working, they tried to put me sitting next to this person, and I said, somehow, I don't think so. Ain't happening. It's not happening. And I said, if you put me with that person, you can up my salary by 5k a year. If you put me with him and don't want up my salary, I'm handing my resignation. And it never happened, It never happened. So I wasn't put next to that person. So yeah, it was really cool. So just be aware of these people and notice the difference in the toxic, from draining the toxic, or the people who come to you for need and love, guidance on a journey. There is a massive difference. So despite they may come to you and feel that, or you may feel that you're being drained by these people, but it's a different type of draining than a poster. But there's also a proudness when you help that person who is lost and alone. So my last point, or the last perception, number 5, says refrain from intoxications that will cloud your mind. So, I hear I'm probably going to go, what? Pubs are opening soon. Yes. It doesn't say you can't drink. It says don't avoid drinking too much that it clouds your way of thinking. Remember, refrain from intoxications that will cloud your mind. So don't do it. You should be able to be social and without intoxication, whether it's drugs, drink, smoking. Your social environment should just be able to sit with people and convalesce and talk and share in that actual moment. And don't get me wrong, I mean, when I was I'm not one to go to bars now anyway, but when I was getting to bars, I would have I like brandy and coke, so I would have a brandy and I would sit with friends and that drink would last me hours, And I remember someone saying to me before, you only drink brandy because you don't like doing the rounds. So I said, no, it's not the rounds that I want to do. I want to enjoy the social interaction that I'm in. So what I did do, I still offered to buy everybody else around, but then I thought, no, I don't believe in this whole process about intoxication of drugs or drink or whatever. So why am I adding to that? I might as well be doing the same thing. And if that person says to me, oh, I'm tight because I'm not spending money to help that person to that and that journey, that's your problem, not mine. I don't mind buying bags of crisps to sit on the table or bowls of chips or whatever. I don't mind adding to that, but I'm not going to add to those intoxications. I remember my other half who gave up drinking, and when she used to go out, she used to always come home the following day, hangover, and all the rest of it. I'm never going to drink again, blah, blah, blah. And she stopped. And when we went out, she was like, oh my gosh, I had such a good night. I actually remember what happened. And I was like, don't get me wrong, there were times back in the day when I used to just go out and just wanted to just get so out of my head and not remember what I did that day, that night. But what I learned after was what was going on for me at that time. And you probably find it's because shit's going wrong in your life at that time. But so what I did do is like I managed that shit so I didn't need to go out and be intoxicated like that and seeing people thrown up in the street and girls' heads in the gutter, legs in the air and all God knows what. That sounds like my dad did, but anyway. So yeah, with that intoxication. So they're the 5 perceptions. Now, I'm not saying I'm Buddhist, but I love the faith. It's helped me so much. And I know some Buddhists disagree that some people, unless you're going to become Buddhist, should be reading it and the texts and all the rest of it. And for me, if as long as it doesn't do you any harm in following the faith and learning from someone who is Buddhist. I mean, really, is who is right and who is wrong, who is pure in their faith and who is not. You know. So yeah. So it's just, I just live by what I feel is right because I'm the one that is going to deal with the journey, and this is my journey. Don't care what people pretty much say because my journey is given to me by one supreme being anyway. So just remember that about your growth and your vibration and your awareness of yourself. So just going back over that again, I'll quickly say the 5 perceptions so you got an idea of what they were. The first one is refrain from taking a life, not killing any living being. 2, refrain from taking what is not given to you, not stealing or stealing from anyone. Refrain from nuisance of senses, not having too much sensory pleasures. 4, refrain from wrong speech or lying or gossiping about other people. And finally, number 5, refrain from intoxications that will cloud your mind. So stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, thanks very much. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay blessed. Namaste.